Very good evening and welcome to Norway for the men's 77 kilo competition. And we're in Fode, the community of 13,000 on day 4 of the European Championships 2016. As you can see, this is the situation in the warm-up room, and it's the men's 77 kilo final, 169 and 3/4 pounds, or over 12 stone, but not as much as 12 1/4 stone. The competitors today, 10 of them in all, and included in the lineup tonight, former European champions, European junior champions, and also an Olympic bronze medalist. So a really good contest. As you see, Erkan Çerimay, European champion 2 seasons ago. 4th in the world, more recently, Karapetian, one of 2 competitive Armenians in this competition. This is the European junior champion of last season, Božidar Andreev, just 19 years of age. The national champion of Germany is Nico Mora. That was last season. Nico, just 22, one of the new generation of German lifters. And then it's Russ Van Martin for Romania, a bronze medal at 69 kilos in the London Olympics of 2012. Krzysztof Schmuck of Poland, well, at 32, he's the oldest of the class, but a European silver medalist back in 2010. Max Lang, well, he was the runner-up in the nationals, and as you can see, an under-23 silver medalist. Andres Marta, 6th in the London Olympic Games. And next man, Alexander Schmuck, representing Moldova, and 11th in the recent World Championships in America. And completing the field, Tig Van Martirosyan, European champion last season, and back in 2010, the world champion. So it's a classy field, and alongside myself, David Goldstrom, as ever, Michaela Breeze, and we're just going to take a short little break, but when we come back, we'll set this competition up for you, including the results from the B group earlier on in the day. 7 kilo competition, Michaela Breeze and myself, David Goldstrom. Worth just reflecting before we get started on the performance of the leading man in the B group, Dmytro Capet of Romania. As you see, the weights entered by all of the lifters, proposed as their first attempt. But let's have a look at the man from the B group. Here he is. This is Dmytro Capet, earlier in the day, representing Romania, and 156 kilos on the bar. Already 2 good attempts, and this to try and make it 3 out of 3.
Yeah, it's a very solid attempt. Just taking a step forwards and to the side to steady himself.
And that 156 kilos will stand, we think, for a wee while in the opening stages of this men's 77 kilo final. And just to say that Capet went on to collect 192 kilos in the clean and jerk for a total of 348, which is a respectable total. And interesting to see where he ends up in the overall ranking this evening.
So I think he's going to place quite highly, as you said. Several lifters are going to be really struggling to catch him. He's put himself in a very good place. 5 out of 6 lifts from the B group earlier today.
So the referees, 3 of them, of course, and the central referee, Massimo Grassi from Italy, the jury in the background there, who have the power to overrule whether it's a good lift or a bad lift. And it's Bulgaria to get us underway. So, ready to go in the men's 77 kilos, and this is Božidar Andreev in picture, representing Bulgaria. Only 19 years of age. He's the youngest of the 10 in the class this evening. European junior champion last season, and a man to keep an eye on, perhaps, for the future. Totaled up 317 kilos as the European champion, and 141 kilos was what he lifted getting that European junior title. So starting on 145, Mikhaila.
On 45 is, as you said, bringing him out above his best. He must have clearly achieved more than this in the training room.
Solid?
Absolutely, very solid overhead, really quick underneath the bar. Such a dynamic receiving position as he landed the weight. There was no movement, no sinking, no riding the bar in. Very convincing.
I was chatting to the Armenian commentator because they've got two competitors in here, and he's nailed his colours to the mast. He said that Capet will actually succeed over Marty Rossion. Another little interesting point is Erkan Cheremay of Albania. He's got two brothers, the wives, the nephews here. They've spent 2.5 days driving here to see Cheremay. They're sort of sitting behind us just over my left shoulder. And, well, that's support, isn't it? You know, to drive all that way.
And
fantastic.
Commitment.
Yeah. So obviously they think that Cheremay, who won the European title in 2014, is in for a big evening. Now, this is Romania's Russ Van Martin. Posted a total of 340. More of that in a moment. And I was thinking after that B group performance, is the right Romanian in the A group?
Well, Russ Van Martin, who we're seeing in picture right now, he's coming out, as you can see, and failing a 145. His teammate came out on 147. I've got to question the total that was posted from Captari of Romania in the B group, because his starting weights exceeded the total that he posted, so surely he should have been in the A group.
Yeah, but as you said the other day, the groups are decided according to the entry total, and we saw that last night with the Spaniard, who also put in an excellent performance and ended up with the overall bronze. Now to Moldova and Alexander Schmuck.
Left the bar out in front, just backed away from it. It's a disappointing first attempt. These lifters really want to come in and secure their first attempt. It allows them then to open up. Really good extension. Didn't quite sit right into that deep receiving position. The aim is to hit that bottom, land the bar nice and securely. You don't want to be sinking and riding it in.
So just a reminder that the man in the B group there, 156 kilos. That's what they've all got to reach to surpass Dmytro Capet of Romania. So Russ Van Martin out again here. Second attempt. You can lose maybe one life in a competition like this, but two becomes very expensive, and that's so much better.
Well, that was so much more confident, very quick, very aggressive. Sometimes the warm-up has gone well, but then there's maybe 2 or 3 minutes too long just waiting and hanging around backstage before you're called to the platform. Sometimes that can cause the lifters to go to sleep. Legs become a little lethargic, but he was on fire there.
Bronze medalist at 69 kilos in the London Olympic Games, totaled up 332, but Schmuck out now really quickly again for his second attempt at 145. And just a word, Mikhaila, on Britain's Jack Oliver, who competed also in the B group early in the day. Not the best day of his competing life, is it?
No, not the best day. He secured a total, which was really good to see. He got a 140, 144, missed 148. Clean and jerk 173, and then came out for a 178, and unfortunately he cleaned it, but on the jerk started to move sideways backwards, dropped the bar and tweaked his elbow. I say tweaked, we suspect a potential dislocation. If it was a dislocation, it went straight back in. He's in a bit of discomfort. Let's wish Jack a very speedy recovery and hope he can get back in time for the British Championships later this summer.
Krzysztof Schmuck there in picture for Poland. And the bar, well, there have been a few changes, and the bar now going to 147 kilos for the first appearance of Germany's Nico Mora, the national champion last season. And at those national championships, he was slightly overweight, but he collected 147 kilos. But effectively, Mikhail, he's coming down from 85 kilos to this season's 77.
Be interested to know what his natural body weight is. So a good few kilos to lose, but he looks in good shape.
Two German competitors in the competition, so they'll be having their own rivalry.
Yep, good in the receiving position, just sinking a little to find the bottom position, but no issues there. First attempt, he's safely in the competition.
Encouraging to see this new generation of young German lifters, isn't it? Because there's been a void, hasn't it? You know, since losing people like Matthias Steiner, you know, back in 2008, the Olympic champion, who originally came from Austria, but, you know, some great lifters, Mark Huster, Ronnie Veller. It was a great generation. And hopefully, one or two are going to emerge from this new generation. Whether they ever match up to the heights of their predecessors, I'm not sure.
And one of those people that you missed out off that list there, Oliver Caruso, is coaching this guy that we are seeing now on the platform, Max Lang.
So, off to think about the second attempt.
Yeah, close, but no smoke, no cigar. Here we can see good off the floor, knees come back, great extension, underneath the bar, almost underneath the bar too quickly. The bar seemed to hit him at the bottom position.
So, Andres Mata, first attempt for the Spaniard. Another man who has been to the Olympic Games. He was 6th in London, 9th in Europe last year. But the Spanish we've seen all the way through these championships. This is only day 4, but big improvements.
Wow.
Good start.
Andreas Mata here bringing the A-game to the platform. As you said, most of the Spanish lifters have done. They seem to be really peaking at the right time.
Just to whet your appetite, so to speak, Schmuck of Poland has entered 155 for his opening attempt. Karapetian of Armenia 165, and his teammate Marty Rossion 160. Just to put the perspective of Kaptari 156 from the B group in perspective. So I think Kaptari will be challenged, but not at this moment. So Max Lang, runner-up to his teammate Nico Mora in the Nationals last year. In trouble.
Furious with himself. Quite rightly so. 2 failures. It's too expensive at this level. Oh, bar went out around his knees that time. Again, not far away. So close. And he knows it. You literally got to make sure that bar is over your base of support. There's Cheremai warming up. 120 on the bar there. Lots going on in the warm-up room. It's a crazy place to be right now.
Yeah, but all of the athletes are being complimentary about the warm-up room for the, big space they've got there, and it's quite airy, which is important because it was getting quite hot in this atmosphere yesterday.
It is. It's very warm here, but I like the warm-up room. If I were competing, it's not too big that you lose the atmosphere, but it's not so close that you're on top of each other. It's really nice.
I'll tell you what, it's a heck of a lot better than the European Championships in 2010 in Minsk, when they were promised that the ice rink, which was the competition hall, that they were going to take the ice away. And that never happened. And so there was -6 coming through the floor. And we were putting wood, carpets, fan heaters, and it was the championships where we had more injuries to athletes than anybody at any other time. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Lifting in an ice rink.
Lifting in an ice rink is okay if somebody takes the ice away. Yeah, the president of Belarus is, well, he's an avid ice hockey player. I mean, I think he's into his early 60s now, but he's still playing. And that's his #1 passion, Mr. Lukashenko. And there, you just saw a few waves there. It's the family of the Cheremites. There they are in picture there, the 2 nephews. One of the wives of one of his brothers there. Apologies for not knowing their names personally, but 2.5 days they've driven to get here. And the bar going to 150 kilos now, and it's going to bring back in Božidar Andreev, who's had quite a weight, Mikhaila.
Yes, he has, but I think we saw him back in the warm-up room at a glance, taking another attempt, so just keeping his legs ticking over. It's important not to sit around and just wait for your turn. You've got to make sure you're coming out on fire.
So he's already got a personal best. Now he's going for another one, but it's a significant increase. 141 it was, 150 is what he's going for now. Representing Bulgaria. Well, there's more to come.
Yeah, more to come for sure. That looked very strong. Huge personal best, and he still looks like he's in his comfort zone.
Well, we've said it so many times, don't we? 19 years of age, you can make big progress rather quickly.
Well, this is where they have the natural testosterone hormone, and this is the time when young guys should be pushed, is as they hit those developmental years. This is when they get the rapid gains, and if you can use that to your advantage, great.
So Russ Van Martin or Martin, I should say, for Romania, out again, 3rd attempt, and he wants 150 kilos. Now, his situation at the moment is he's down in 10th place, weighed in at 76.78. So that's heavier than Božidar, but it's academic. And still leading the snatch table at the moment, not only Dmytro Capet of Romania on 76.62, but also Ridvars Suharevs of Latvia, who snatched 150 kilos, and at the moment his body weight is keeping him ahead of these A group lifters. So now Schmuck. Enough fire there, I think.
Yeah, enough fire. Didn't really sit into the deepest of squat positions, but he did enough. He looks like he can go lower.
So the Bulgarian and now the Moldovan have gone up into 3rd and 4th places, and they're challenging for silver medals. But Max Lang, well, the word crucial comes to mind. As you probably know at home by now, You have to get at least one attempt in each discipline to make a total. And that's pretty vital in these European Championships. Oh, good boy.
Fantastic recovery. Thoroughly deserved that. He's so annoyed with himself, missing those first 2 attempts. That was very risky, going up 3 kilos, but it paid off.
So that's what you're talking about, coaches like Oliver Caruso. That's the moment when they're really crucial, to put everything in perspective for him so that he doesn't panic, he doesn't stress, but he gets the message and then he executes.
Yeah, that's Caruso on the right-hand side with the glasses on. Very experienced lifter himself, and is using that expertise now in a coaching capacity.
So Nico Mora, a kilo extra on the bar, but this is his 2nd attempt. Pretty good from Nico. 151. He goes into outright silver medal position in the snatch. There's a whole host behind Nico now on 150 kilos, including Ritvars Suharevs of Latvia, who's still holding off the rest for bronze now by virtue of lighter body weight. You've got Suharevs, Andrea for Bulgaria, Spak of Moldova, who's finished his lifting, and Max Lang, all on 150 kilos. Well, this overall Spanish performance from the Spanish team is due to an awful lot of work that must have gone on over the past 5 to 8 years. This doesn't happen overnight, that a squad en masse suddenly raises its game.
No, both the men's and women's teams from Spain are under pressure to try and qualify a place for Rio. And each and every one of their athletes is producing the results.
Yeah, almost ran out of platform.
That's 4 meters, loads of room. So long as you can run anywhere you like on that platform, so long as you stay on it, you're fine. You must drop the weight under control, also landing on the platform.
There are so many ways to fail.
Don't even know where to start explaining it. The only part of the body allowed to touch the platform are your feet. Yeah. Elbows pressing out is a common one.
Elbows not touching the knees.
On the clean, yeah.
Yep.
Bar must continue in one smooth movement. It's not allowed to stop on the thighs.
You're not allowed to drop the bar behind you.
That's it, you've got to drop it in front. You've got to keep your hands on the bar as it passes the shoulders. There are so many different rules, and I think we'll pick them out as necessary throughout the competition.
So, first attempt here from Erkan Cheremay. He won the title in 2014. As you've gathered already, we've already pointed out there, family and friends, there they are, looking keenly on for his first attempt. They say that he's really fired up for this. 153 for his opener. Well, this particular discipline requires absolute precision.
Well, he has the tendency not to be the most consistent. You can see there the back is rounded, throws the shoulders back, whips the hips forward, puts the swing on the bar, and that one was nowhere near. It's the problem when you swing a bar, is trying to catch it just right. It's very tough and it can be very inconsistent.
He's got, at best, he's got a very, very challenging clean and jerk to everybody. But of course, he's got to put a good lift in here in this first discipline.
Well, it's only 100 kilos there on the bar that we're seeing. What have we got on here? 120, 140. There are your two Armenians.
Yes, still to start, and Nico Mora there in the bronze medal position at the moment, but look at that man from the B group still commanding the situation. fascinating, actually. It'd be interesting to talk to Nico Vlad, who's the president of the Romanian Federation, about these entry totals. Because Martin, the man who's in the A group, finished on 145. President of the Albanian Federation looking sternly on there, Elis Yoha. Probably wait for the buzzer.
Well, that's the swing. First one was left out in front, second one thrown overhead. Didn't really slow down either.
So, like Max Lang of Germany, he's in a difficult position. And those family, friends who've made that long journey, I should think they're getting rather nervous at the moment. Now, the only bit of luck that Cheremai's had is the fact that Božidar wants 153, which will just give him a few more seconds to collect his thoughts and prepare for that crucial third attempt. On the other hand, for Božidar, this is going quite sweetly.
Well, this for 3 out of 3, and further increase on his personal best. He's definitely got the power and the speed. Can he control it?
So this is for a new 12-kilo personal best. And he's made that improvement since last October.
That's some serious improvement. He's clearly been working hard. If you watch the replay, you'll just see how high the bar actually goes. It doesn't go much more than an inch above where he catches it. And that just demonstrates the speed that these athletes are producing. There's no need for that bar to come much higher than that.
Well, it's a great start. And he may not end up in the medals in any of the disciplines or overall, but you can't ask for more. And he'll be a man to watch through the next Olympic cycle after Rio. So, Nico Mora now, currently lying in 4th place. 2-kilo increase will take him to 153. Into 3rd place goes Nico Mora. But there's still those 2 Armenians out there.
There are, but that was very, very nicely done. And that's 3 out of 3 lifts. Really solid, great technically.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The Germans renowned for working and perfecting the technique.
Yeah, and these guys will be starting their weightlifting careers fairly young. And it's all about technique.
So Cheremai under enormous pressure. I think, I'm not sure whether the family are looking or whether they put a hand over their eyes or they're looking, and I think they're praying as well. Well, we don't want him to go out, so we really want him to get this. So, 3rd and final attempt. Silence really in the hall. Everybody knows what it means, and there's no consolation, I'm afraid.
No, that's really disappointing, especially when you have so many people that have made the journey to come and support you. But if you're going to swing the bar like that, you cannot be consistent. And that was very much a replication of his previous attempt.
He can go for the clean and jerk, and he could get medals in that. In fact, he's very much a contender for medals in the clean and jerk. But it still doesn't make up for not being able to get a total. And now, Krzysztof Schmuck, the most experienced of all the lifters in the class here, representing Poland. Schmuck. As I mentioned in the introduction, if you go back to 2010, all of 6 years ago, he was the European silver medalist, finished 6th in the ranking last season in Georgia, in Tbilisi. So, 155 kilos.
It's gone forwards. Didn't quite give enough to it. Goodness me. And you know what, we still haven't passed the weight from the B group. 156 is the weight to surpass, and this is only 155. 2 other lifters yet to start.
I'm trying to see if I can spot Captari. Like Sanchez Lopez last night, he was in the arena.
Where are the Romanians at?
Yeah.
There's some nervous guys backstage right now. Oh, catches that at the bottom. What's on there? 25, 45, 50 kilos, 150. 145.
Well, Strabiak's going to have to follow himself because the 2 Armenians still, Marty Rossion not due to come out for 160, Karapetian for 165. And it could well come down to the battle of the 2 Armenians tonight. So Strabiak with 2 attempts left and the bar at 155. So, you know, even if he makes this, he might find himself coming out for his 3rd attempt before the 2 Armenians even start. Unless he's tempted to get this and then put the bar to 160. Let's see what happens. But, of course, 155 kilos, it would put him straight up into silver. Well, again, silence in the auditorium because
this really is letting the other lifters back into the competition. He's clearly strong enough, just catching it slightly out in front.
So, you know, basically, at the moment, Captari is in in 1st place, isn't he? So this 155 can only take the man you've just seen before into 2nd place, but 155 could take Perez up there. He's currently in 4th place. So he stays where he is. Now, how many lifts have we got left here?
Not many, but watch here, sits back on it too early. Doesn't allow his legs to fully fire. That's a shame, just missing out on the medals there.
So now the situation is, if Strabiak comes out now and he fails this, then Captari, whatever, has definitely got a medal.
From the B group.
From the B group. Where is he? Where is the missing Romanian? So, big pressure. This to stay alive in the overall competition. Well, the Polish will be breathing a sigh of relief.
Based on the first 2 attempts, I wasn't sure he was going to get that.
So he goes to 2nd place.
Still a little short on the extension.
I was just going to say, and that stupid sticker again.
Oh.
I mean, there must be somebody who makes some glue in the world, surely.
I can't believe nobody has just said, just get rid of them. There's no point. You know who the athletes are. There's only 10 of them in the group.
So the situation is that Captari still leads for Romania. Strabiak is in 2nd place. Now, the 2 Armenians are there, so he can't do worse than a bronze medal. If the Armenians lift to form, Captari has to get a bronze. But if they run into trouble, and you're looking at the defending European champion, Tig Van Martirosyan. See what I mean?
Well, the look at the coach as if to say, what just happened?
He's an interesting achiever in the world. He won the world title in 2010, and then he had a series of injuries. He injured his shoulder. From what we could understand from the coaches, it sounds like a dislocation, but it didn't need surgery. But then he damaged his right wrist, and that's why he lost seasons 11, 12, and 13. Came back in 14, got 4th in the Europeans, and then last season, the gold medal.
So a lot of discussions going on in the warm-up room. He's ready to come out again. Still got 1:30 on the clock. Take your time, the coach is saying.
So, well, Captari, I think our cameras found him. Yeah. Well, Marty Rossion. So Marty Rossion, bronze medal, way back in Beijing, 2008 at 69 kilos. He's been a great servant to Armenia over the years, but he's still only 27. Okay, 160 kilos, and so Mr. Captari cannot take the gold medal, and Marty Rossion at the second attempt gets it. Interesting little fact I picked up talking to the Armenian commentator. He was saying that Marty Rossion is actually a very common name in Armenia, and in fact all these different Marty Rossians are actually not related. They all come from different Marty Rossion families. I mean, there's Simon, there's another Tigran, there's Karen and Arsen, but they're not related. They're all from different families. So now, Nico Capet. Now, Marty Rossion's 27. This young man is only 20. 4th in the World Championships. This was a really decent performance by Capet. He only lost out on body weight to the Egyptian in terms of the bronze medal in Houston.
He's a quality lifter. Let's see what kind of game he brings here today.
I mean, this is the sort of guy that you will see at the Olympic Games in Rio.
Just letting the referees know that his elbows don't lock out very well. They won't penalise him so long as there's no movement in the elbows. Looks good to me. No issues whatsoever. 165 safely in the competition. Puts himself straight out into gold medal position.
And he was 3rd to Marty Rossion last year, but the feeling in the Armenian camp is that this guy is actually going to come out as the better of the two.
Well, based on that, I would tend to agree.
So Capet now, 165, goes into the lead by virtue of lighter body weight. Now Marty Rossion to riposte. .165, weighed 76 kilos 44, so body weight would take him back into the gold medal position, but this is his last life in this first half of the competition.
Oh, so close. Thought he had it. Just ran out of space on the platform, couldn't quite recover. What a shame. That was a really good attempt. Oh, he's left back on 160. He's now got to sit back and wait to see how far his teammate can go. Look, he had it. Then he didn't. And he hits the weights in despair. Just runs out of room to get back underneath. And that's game over. Silver medal.
But a deficit. And it is Capet now to, you know, with 2 attempts here. And there you can see the situation, 165. So he's already got 5 kilos advantage on Marty Rossion. And he's going to go up another 5. That would give him a 10-kilo advantage, and he'll still have a 3rd attempt. So this is going to take him into new territory. It'll be a new personal best. His previous best was 167. 167 was what he achieved in America on his way to 4th place in those World Championships. End of November, beginning of December. $10-kilo advantage.
Looks comfortable. Didn't really set the starting position. Head was still coming up, but my goodness me. So fast, so powerful. And he's still got 1 attempt remaining, as if a 10-kilo advantage isn't enough. Brilliant lifting.
Well, this is interesting. You see, Marty Rossion, when he was 18, was getting that bronze medal in Beijing. 18, 19, round about the same age as Capet. You know, he was terrific as a junior, making a lot of, you know, big competition moves at that age.
Yeah, that's right. You can just see the coach giving his arm a shake. Looks like he's just trying to loosen his wrists off. Quite often in weightlifting, you suffer with wrist discomfort. Most lifters wear wrist supports to protect the joint.
So Capet definitely got the bronze medal. Might have a look at that again in a moment, because that's a significant achievement. So he's got a minute, Capet. Well, this is the man who's got a bronze medal. Just a reminder, Mr. Capet of Romania. And 156 kilos. So you'll be seeing him a little later when the medals are handed out. That's what he did in the B group. So he's got the bronze medal. Marty Rossion on 160 kilos has got the silver. And now Capet going for another personal best, 174 kilos on the bar. And this would give him a massive advantage of 14 kilos. Still in good shape, but again, just to put this in perspective, I mean, in the World Championships in Houston, the winner, Nijat Rakhimov of Kazakhstan, snatched 165. Kim Kwang-song of the People's Republic of Korea, 171, and Mahmoud of Egypt, 162. So, you know, even with that 170, that really makes him a player. Because, of course, in the Olympic Games, no individual discipline medals, just the total gold to go for. So there it is as we go into the break. And you can see Capet in a comfortable position. 160 back to Marty Rossion, 156. And the likes of Shramiak, Andreev, Nico Mora, Mata, have all got one heck of a lot of catching up to do. We'll take a break and then get ready for these. We've been hunting for Mr. Capet, who now has a snatch bronze medal to his credit. There he is in picture. So we're just going to have a look at the best three in the first part of the show. So Marty Rossion getting the silver medal, but he's 10 kilos behind his teammate. But the man who's absolutely dominated is Karapetyan. As I mentioned, the Armenians were very sweet on his chances at 20 years of age, moving up and making progress. But it all comes down to the clean and jerk. So a chance to also catch up with what happened earlier in the day in the clean and jerk, because Mr. Capet in picture there, not only was he effective in the snatch, he was also pretty dynamic in the clean and jerk. He made 2 out of 3, opened up on 185, went for 192, as you can see, didn't get it the second time, but this was his final attempt.
Yes, 192 clean, nice and strong. Into a squat jerk. You don't see that very often. Really good leg strength, and you know what? He will be playing a part in this second half of the competition. I'm fairly sure of it.
So there are the opening weights or opening attempts there in yellow that each of the lifters has posted for their first attempt, but of course those may change, and it looks as if it's going to be the other Romanian, Russ Van Martin, who's coming out here, and what a reversal in fortune. So the man from the B group is really the star of the Romanian team tonight, and I'm not sure whether Capet's just gone backstage to put him off.
Well, whatever he's done, it's worked.
So he's looking for a total, Russ Van Martin. I mean, he's way down. It's not happening, you know. He's down in 14th place with 145 kilos.
I don't understand why we're basically seeing the wrong Romanian in the A group. I can only make an assumption that he's been carrying an injury, which has happened since they posted their totals nearly a week ago now. But he's not having a good day, that's for sure. He's really under pressure and following himself.
Can you just catch up on Capet? What did Capet post as a total?
2 seconds.
That B group, because I can't for the life of me remember. But it was something really modest when you think about it.
Yeah, he posted 325 kilos was the total that he posted, and his starting weights alone were in excess of that, and he actually finished on a 348.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure why they have posted such a light total, but nonetheless he ended up in the B group.
And there he is, Mr. Cool. I wonder, you know, is anybody going to get his national costume for him for the medal ceremony? Because I hope he comes out appropriately clothed, because he's got time. It's only 10 minutes back to the hotel. So the reason we've got this big weight is that in terms of time, that is because nobody else wants 175 kilos. Just to give you some idea, Capetian, what is that, 195?
195 is the heaviest weights posted. That's Capetian.
And the same as Marty
also
Rossion.
Marty Rossion, both Armenians who are currently sat in first and second place, respectively.
But Kaptari did 192. That's how decent that effort was.
Yeah, it really is a decent total, and there's only 2 lifters that have starting weights higher. Jeremy, who may have posed a threat, bombed out on the snatch.
Yes, he could mix it in the clean and jerk.
Could, that's better.
So he's got a total. And it moves him up from 14th to 5th at this particular moment in time, but he's only got 1 life left.
Well, I guess Kaptari could borrow his teammate's jacket for the presentation. It's looking like a tough day in the office.
Yeah, that must be the ultimate insult, isn't it? When you bombed out, not really produced your best, and your teammate, who's in the medals, comes up and says, "Can I borrow your clothes for the medal ceremony?" Andreev now, this youngster for Bulgaria, the next man to come out. And in fact, it's changed to Max Lang, and the bar's gone to 180. Interesting, you know, this rule was changed about letting lifters come on the stage, and I think it's a bad change. I think it's much better for the lifter to wait until everything's settled.
Yeah, but they have the choice. They could wait there if they wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
They choose to come on. They choose to be, you know, ahead of the game. It's up to them then if they have to wait for the loaders.
Fair play. So 180 for Max Lang, who lived dangerously in the first half. Made that 3rd attempt.
Really aggressive.
And that gives him a total of 330. So he's still got 9 kilos to get if he wants to equal what he achieved in the World Championship. So those 2 failures in the first part, expensive.
Yes, very dynamic on the clean, and as we see so many times, the Germans absolutely superb overhead. If you draw a line vertically down from the end of the bar, you've got the arms, the back, and the hips falling all in line. Brilliant position. Alexander
Schmuck of Moldova, 9th in the rankings at the halfway time. Also, yet another man on 150 kilos. Bring forward. And Alexander a little bit lighter than Max Lang, so he just nips ahead of him into 2nd place. Just having a look at this in the total. So Dmytro Capet in the lead. And with this effort, Alexander Schmuck of Moldova has gone into 2nd place overall. Max Lang drops to 3rd. Well,
he's had enough.
Yeah. I can imagine how he's feeling.
Well, he's not going to be in any contention for medals, so
no.
I'm guessing he is carrying an injury, as we suspected.
So, first attempt, and remember, this is the young Bulgarian who put together a pretty good sequence in the first part. All 3 snatches made. 145, 150, 153, all personal bests.
Oh. Okay, this guy is having a giggle because, I'm sorry, David, that's 5 kilo personal best he's starting on. He could double or triple that right now. That looked effortless.
Yeah, and he was so sharp overhead as well. Have a look at the way he completes this.
speed, and the speed that he stands up out of the clean. Very, very good.
So Bozida Andrea for Bulgaria, just for the moment, moving into overall silver behind Dmytro Capet, who also is leading the clean and jerk ranks ahead of the young Bulgarian. Schmuck of Moldova in third place, Max Lang fourth, very early days, and Nico Mora now for Germany coming out to take his first attempt. Muller, the better of the two Germans, 3 good attempts, up to 153 kilos, which is what he brings forward, and now 183, first clean and jerk attempt.
Oh, pretty much textbook precision. Not much wrong with that at all. Very, almost robotic-like, comes out with purpose. He's very efficient in the way he moves, fast underneath the bar, strong to stand, and drives nicely to arm's length.
And this move from 85 kilos down to 77 at the moment looks as if it's a good one.
Yeah, it does. He's not far off his absolute best at the heavier bodyweight category. He looks in really good shape.
It's quite interesting also how the Western European countries are faring at these European Championships. Okay, Turkey are leading the medal table with 8 gold medals ahead of Russia, Romania and Azerbaijan. But Italy have got 2 golds, Spain have got a gold, Latvia are in the medals, silver and 2 bronze medals. And Zoe Smith today putting Great Britain on the medal roster with her bronze medal in the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
Not the greatest performance, and it's not what we hoped for from Zoe Smith.
No, it's not. She did the best she could, carrying a bit of a back niggle, which has hampered her training for the last couple of weeks, but still managed to pull a medal out of the bag, so well done to her.
But there is a chance for a British lifter in the women's division to go to Rio. That's still alive. But it gives Rebecca Tyler, who goes tomorrow in the women's 69 kilo competition, a real chance, really something to aim for. So now, Mr. Shramiak.
Looks very heavily strapped just above the knees. Looks like thigh supports of some kind. Just wondering if he has maybe a bit of a quad strain.
Missed out on the medals in the first half by a kilo. Not sure about that.
Well, it's a good lift, but it looks
I'd like to see that
really heavy.
I'd like to see that from the front again.
What did you think was wrong with that?
Well,
arms, I thought it was okay.
You thought it was okay?
It just looked really heavy.
Let's have a look. Maybe it's...
Well, it kind of is, I guess, 185.
Yeah, it is. More than double body weight, really.
2 arms, that's fine. The movement was in the shoulders. No issues there.
Yeah, I think it was just the shoulder movement that attracted my eye. But you're absolutely right.
Cheremai has decided, no thank you. They've had enough. Guessing the clean and jerk's not feeling as sharp as he was hoping. Didn't fancy contending for the medals today.
Well, he may be disappointed, but just think of the family and friends who've made that long journey.
Yeah, it's a bit gutting.
Yeah, and it's 2.5 days back as well.
Oof.
So Alexander Schmuck for Moldova. So he's on the premises at the moment.
See the body trembling under the bar after the clean.
But he marches on. He's just moved up to 4th place with 335 kilos. He's a kilo down on Nico Mora, who's still got 2 attempts to come. Schmuck, by the way, into 2nd place overall.
See the trembling there before he goes for the jerk. That just gives you some indication of how much strain these guys are under.
Max Lang with a 6-kilo increase here. So 336. He's challenging his teammate, but his teammate is a little bit lighter. This would take him from 6th to 4th. But his teammate will just stay above him on the same number of kilos if he gets this. Yeah, that's okay. So he's building.
Very good lifting from Max. He's obviously much more comfortable in the clean and jerk. Only 1 snatch managed to register, but that's 2 from 2 on the clean and jerk. Really fast, dropping under, driving straight out. And the split position is absolutely fantastic. So straight underneath the bar.
It's forgiving compared to the snatch, but then the weights are so much heavier.
We're well in excess of double body weight. These guys have weighed in sub 77 kilos.
So Andres Marta for Spain. Again, one of so many trying to play catch-up, 152 kilos. And just to remind you, Karapetian, 170. And the man in 3rd place, Kaptari, 156 against this man's 152 in the snatch phase. So work to do.
So, oh no, I don't know. I think that's going to be failed. He was borderline whether those arms were soft or not, but then there was a definite press out.
2-1 against him. So again, just to confirm from the front here.
So that's fine. Little soft flickering of the elbows, but there, a deliberate press out on the right side. I say deliberate, almost involuntary press out.
Yeah, I think that's not deliberate. He wouldn't do it deliberately, would he?
A definite press out.
So Andrea looking for 5 out of 5, and well, you were. If I say you were impressed with the first clean and jerk.
I just can't believe the improvement from the World Championships to now. It's absolutely humongous. Is that a word?
It's a good word. So from 176 last year's junior Europeans to 187 at this particular moment. That's the challenge. He cleans so well.
He does. So, just to clarify on something here, David, when the lifter stands up with a bar, the body has to be stationary before they attempt the jerk. We'll see on the replay, the bar is still whipping. That's not oscillation, that's the natural whip on the bar. The body is still before he attempts the jerk, therefore it's absolutely fine. So here, bar's whipping, straight into the jerk, that's fine. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, oscillation. We didn't mention that in the first half. That's another way you can be disqualified.
Yeah, oscillation means whipping of the bar, but this was a natural whip, so that's fine.
So, this man's ambitions by that first failure have been limited. And they'll be even more severely limited if he fails to get this.
Oh dear. Now, we've got a problem right now. That was psychological.
Yeah. The lights went out.
2 failures. He's got to make his last attempt, and the Spanish team need him to make a total. These are really good points for the team.
Yeah, just to reiterate, when we talk about the points, we're talking about points that teams can accumulate at this European Championships, because it also qualifies for the Olympic Games in Rio. And the more points you make, the more places you can earn. A maximum of 6 in the men's division, a maximum of 4 in the women's division.
No, I don't like that. I'm not sure he's going to get that lift.
2-1 against.
Elbow movement.
Left arm.
I thought it double arm, I think.
Yeah,
definitely one of them.
The left arm.
Definitely his, yeah, more so in his left.
Yeah.
Our right. Can't see from this angle. Really fighting hard to recover.
And that finishes his challenge. At the moment, he's 6th overall, 4th in the clean and jerk. And Captari still leads the way now. Fingers crossed for this man. Come on. Yes, come on. That's the sort of response we need. He cannot go any further, but at least he's saved his evening and got a total.
He has. That was a really good finish. Overcame any psychological barriers, really executed. Great result, well done.
Also Germany is next week.
Nico Mora, Germany. Now, he's got 2 attempts. This is a 5-kilo increase. So this would push his total from, what, 336 to 341, which would put him into overall silver. And at 188, it would put him into 2nd place in the clean and jerk. Still Captari from the B group, leading with those 192 kilos in the clean and jerk. Got to keep still and in control. No, the buzzer hadn't gone.
I don't think so. I think he's failed that.
2-1 against. Central referee gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, that's tough.
The wingman, or wingman and woman, didn't.
No, he was never quite stationary. If we watch the replay, bar hit him hard at the bottom, has to stand with a dead weight. Position under the bar looked pretty good. Slightly forwards, hence the stagger. Feet are never still.
Now, does anybody want 188? Just looking up here, 190 for Andreev. And, of course, the 2 Armenians still. Karapetian on 192. And Marty Rossion on 195. And there you can see the situation. Andreev, the youngster.
Can I just come in on this? Somebody was called before Nico. The clock then went back to him, and he only had 1 minute. The clock is already sub 30 seconds. He's barely had any time to recover.
Oh, this is this wicked rule. I mean, your reading of it was that the rule, for some reason, was brought in to speed up the competition. But actually, I mean, the pace is fine.
Well, look at him. There's no way he's recovered. He's had less than a minute. Clock's on 7-6.
Well, he's done well to clean it. Come on, finish it off. Come on.
Brilliant.
Absolutely splendid. Well done, Nico Mora. That took some doing.
Oh, it did. And I really do wish they would revert back to the previous rule. Just give the lifters a chance. That was superb fitness to be able to come back and execute that with barely a minute's recovery.
Well, he highlighted earlier in the day, you know, that fitness is absolutely crucial.
Specific fitness. I'm not talking about these guys and girls being able to run long distances or being able to swim for a long distance or whatever. I'm talking about lifting specific fitness, and that is achieved at the start of a program where they do high volume. And for us, high volume is around 5 reps, no more.
So teammate Max Lang comes out 191. We're creeping ever closer to Captari's 192, which still leads the clean and jerk. So Max Lang, this for 3 out of 3. And this is another 5 kilo increase, which would take him up to 341. And it would put him into 3rd place, just behind his teammate, Nico Mora.
No, doesn't have the legs. Oh dear, he's okay. There's plenty of clearance in that position for the neck, unless I guess you're a super heavyweight and you've got a rather thick one. He's absolutely fine. It's just like, I say, it's not even as bad as falling off the back of a chair. If you think about the position they're in, they're already so close to the floor. He's fine.
Doctor on duty in there pretty smartly, but no worries really about that. We're very lucky to have some of the best doctors in the sport that give their time.
Just hit him so hard, didn't quite have the legs to stand. Someone needs to go back to the squats. Falling backwards. There we are, he's already on the floor. Didn't even hit him.
Now, this is interesting because Nico Mora pushed Bozidar Andreev of Bulgaria down from 2nd to 3rd. And this man is now taking yet another healthy increase of 4 kilos. This would take him up to 344 and regain 2nd place. But it's staggering, isn't it, when you think about it? 176 in October, 191 in April. And he's got it. And do you know what? He's got 6 out of 6.
Well, it's only a 15 kilo improvement on the clean and jerk. Unbelievable. 317 total was his previous best. That's just shot right up to 344.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, what's that? 27 kilos of improvement. So Captari still leads the way on 348. Andreev in 2nd place. He's finished his lifting, but he can do no more. 6 out of 6, all those personal bests. Well, he'll have a celebratory drink, I think.
And he's still in the lead.
And Nico Mora of Germany at the moment holding on to 3rd place now. Karapetian. Shramiak has still got a couple of attempts for Poland. Worth keeping that in mind as well. And Marty Rossion waiting in the wings. So Karapetian, 192. This is the man who has a 10 kilo advantage over Marty Rossion.
That's fine. No movement in the elbows. Not a great lockout, but that doesn't matter so long as it doesn't move.
So Captari now has been demoted to 2nd place because Karapetian's got 362 and Marty Rossion now playing catch up, and Marty Rossion had put the bar to 195. He's come back down to 192. So I just think that maybe not everything is going well in the back room. He's keeping himself in there, but he's adjusting.
Well, I reckon he's brought his weight down here because at the end of the day, is he going to catch up 10 kilos? Probably not. But by taking this weight and matching his teammate, you're going to lead on lighter body weight on the clean and jerk.
Absolutely.
Easy.
Yeah, that was a better clean than his teammate. That's okay. I would give that 3 whites.
Oh, absolutely. He hardly had to bend his knees to get underneath the power jerk. That's a pretty solid. It looked fairly comfortable. Well,
he's the defending European champion. What did he do last year? 351 was his total last year. And at the moment, he's 352.
Right, place your bets now, David. Śramiak of Poland, he's gone 193. This is the weight he needs to go ahead of Kaptari from the B group. What do you reckon?
Well, it's 8 kilos. We live in hope.
Well,
you know, I didn't comment because you said it all, really. And he's going to have to come out and have a go at this again. So he still has this one life left to try and push Kaptari. But on the other hand, you know, when you look at it now, he's only made 2 out of 5 lifts. To be fair, the guy in the B group deserves a reward.
Yes, he absolutely does. And I guess let's put this in perspective and give Śramiak the credit he deserves. He's put the weight on the bar that he needs, 193. He's done a 191 at this body weight, so it is asking for a personal best.
So, little update there, but the Armenians very much in charge. But he's still a very decent lifter, and he is only 32 years of age, but, you know, he's being challenged now by some real talent, and you just saw that with Bojidar. Where might he go in the next year or two?
He gave it a go, didn't he? Committed.
Well, you know, I'm just reflecting that, just looking at Poland, the only medals they've got, men or women, are from Johanna Wachowska in, what was it, the 53 kilo category? I think so, yes, the 53 kilo category. Or was it 58?
Well, she was almost lucky as well to get those medals. Poland really have been struggling somewhat.
Yeah, it was 58 kilos, I beg your pardon. And she got 3 bronze medals. And here we are, day 4 of the championships, and Poland with only 3 bronze medals. That tells you about a federation which has got real problems. Now, Andranik Karapetian, it's come down to this. It's all about the Armenians at the moment. So.
Really super effort there. 197 extends his lead even further.
Yeah, he's sitting, what, 10, 15 kilos ahead. It's an impossible task for Marty Rossion to catch up here. I mean, he's gone 198 to 7 kilo increase. This would take him to 359.
Wow, we've got a situation here. I thought this when I saw it just a second ago. Karapetian has just gone 197. Marty Rossion had already upped his to 198. But as soon as Karapetian put his bar down, Marty Rossian's coaches changed his weight to 197. The loaders were out so fast that they actually had the weight on the bar for 198. They've corrected it now, 197. So 197, 5 kilo increase for 357.
He's building, but he's not going to catch his teammate. But of course, what he wants is this clean and jerk gold. That's what is in his mind.
This will put him in the lead on the clean and jerk.
Absolutely.
Always on his toes.
Well, he's got one more go, and he's going to have to follow himself. Because I'm sure that Capet isn't going to come out with just an extra kilo. Just having a look at the bar for Capet.
Well, Capet's already done it, so...
Yeah, Capet's got the title, but 200 is what Capet's put on the bar. And this is really interesting when you consider his previous best was 196. He's already surpassed that with that second attempt. So Marty Rossion, no alternative. But it does mean that Dmytro Capet has got the bronze medal.
Well, yet again, second day we see it now. Lifter from the B group taking a medal. Brilliant.
So there are the current situations in the total. Well, Michaela, this is the man who's got the bronze medal overall, and also the bronze medal in the clean and jerk to go with his snatch bronze.
It's so hard lifting from the B group. You have no idea what the A group are going to do. You've just got to lift to your potential. 192, third attempt successful. He's just got himself a bronze medal.
So Tig Van Martirosyan out for his third attempt, going for 197. No alternative. So this to go into the lead for the clean and jerk. This is what this is all about.
Whoa, really? Sorry, he had the buzzer went to tell him to put the bar down. The only thing I can think that happened was an elbow touch. I didn't see it. Yeah. We are slightly higher than the referees here. Do his elbows touch his knees?
Ooh.
I want to see that again in really slow motion. Yes.
Yes.
Good decision from the referees. Happened very, very quickly. Good call. He knew it as well. Yeah,
he was very honest about it, you know. And so the competition has just one attempt left. It's 200 kilos, and it's Dmytro Capet at 20 years of age, fourth in the World Championships. Well, Tig Van Martirosyan won this title for Armenia 12 months ago in Tbilisi, and it's Armenia who's going to retain it with this man, but 200 kilos to finish off here. A new personal best by 4 kilos if he can do this. And, well, the man who won the silver in the World Championships, clean and jerk to 201. The Egyptian also at the same level. So this 200 kilos here would, you know, underline that he's world class.
Went dizzy, bar in his windpipe. That's a shame.
But he's won the title, he's lifted well, and Armenia retain the men's 77-kilo championship. One little footnote, of course, I'm always hoping, and maybe one day we'll see it, somebody will have a go at the 210 of Oleg Perepechenov. That's the clean and jerk European and world record set back in Trenčín in Slovakia in the European Championships of 2001. And every competition we come to, I always think about the 210. But, of course, it wasn't worth really mentioning because none of today's athletes were going to get anywhere near that. So Perepechenov continues to hold that record. And you're pretty pleased, aren't you? Because your snatch record, your British snatch record, you still retain that from earlier in the day.
Yeah, Zoe Smith needs to go back to the drawing board. Come on, Zoe. Time to break it.
So, clean and jerk gold to Capet from his teammate Marty Rossion. Dmytro Capet from the B group there. That 192 earns him another bronze medal. And you can see Jack Oliver finishing down in 14th place, but ran into trouble. And as you said, Michaela, hopefully a speedy recovery. We'll take a little break. We'll be back for the... And here we can just see the winning lift. And then we'll have the total results for you before we momentarily disappear. And here, the championship won by Karapetian, 367, convincing margin. Marty Rossion, the runner-up this year, Capet